I love Audible. I'm a huge reader, but I always want to read while I'm doing things you're not supposed to be reading while you're doing them, like driving, like walking. It can be dangerous, you know? So
Yeah.
I really love to use Audible.
Yeah, Audible is great. I have been really interested in this book Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. That's probably going to be my next Audible experience.
Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app. You'll always find the best of what you love and something new to discover.
Try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500. That's audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500.
You know what? Welcome to
What?
part 2. Here we are.
Hey! Hi! Oh, I'm so glad we started part 2. I was just taking Archie for a walk in the middle of the road. And I just parked my car on the median, if anyone minds.
Welcome to part 2 of Watch What Crappens. To get part 1, go listen to it. It's out right now. Okay, so they've just been on this boat doing their boat things and getting in a fight about Jessel's trauma not being enough. I really like that Jessel was not taking their crap and stood up to them for all of this, because it's officially old now. So now it's later on. Jenna's in a hoodie and she's like pulling it up like Kenny from South Park, and they're talking about Winnie the Pooh characters. Yeah. And Ubah is saying that she's Tigger and nobody else can be Tigger. And Erin's like, now I know I got thrown in the pool. What does that fucking mean? Did Tigger go around throwing people in pools?
I don't think so. I think that was some Tigger slander right there.
That was Tigger slander. Can we just leave Winnie the Pooh alone? Have you people not attacked enough on this show?
Can we just actually? Well, you know what? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. Erin's an Eeyore. Okay, if we're going to Winnie the Pooh, Erin is the biggest. Erin is the biggest Eeyore. Erin is such a big Eeyore that Eeyore is like, I'm an Erin, you know.
But Eeyore wasn't a nag though. Eeyore was just like sad.
Right? Do you know I've never seen Winnie the Pooh?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, what else? What do I need to know? I mean, there's a cute little bear who loves honey. Tigger, who apparently throws people into the pool. Eeyore is just like sad, and then it's like greenery.
Winnie the Pooh is also sad. Winnie the Pooh is like kind of melancholic.
Yeah,
I guess you could say. Like he's trying to pretend he's happy, but he's not. He like smiles through the tears, and then he like binges on honey, which I get.
And he's named after feces,
but with an H. Well, I guess H could have. I guess. There could be an H at the end of Pooh. Guess what, guys? We're moving away from Winnie the Pooh, and so should this show. So, Ubah's like, but you know, with this throwing in the pool thing, I'm the one who's really suffering because now I have to watch my back all day while I wait for you to throw me in the pool. And Erin's like, how do you suffer? You sat on the boat all day, perfectly gorgeous and dry. Oh. And Ubah goes, because in the back of my oblongata, I'm thinking, when is she throwing me in the pool?
And then Erin's like, I'm one of 5 kids. We love pranking each other. That's why I have such a good sense of humor. Remember how I laughed at obvious jokes in this season? Ha ha ha! Real New Yorkers.
That's
Erin,
how we grew up. Funny one.
Yeah. We would fuck with each other all the time. I can't wait to get Ubah back. It'll be hilarious.
So now they're getting ready for dinner, and Bryn and Jenna are both coming down in white. And Bryn's like, Jenna, it's our wedding. We're getting married, Jenna, me and you. I'm a lesbian now.
Yeah, and Jenna's like, I would absolutely make Bryn sign a prenup. She's not getting everything.
But I like that Jenna's even nice about that, because she goes, I mean, there's no way she's not getting everything. I love that she's like, I'll still give her a lot, just not everything. You know?
So they're all super dressed up. I just want to say that they're all super, super dressed up. They look beautiful, and they're in their designer outfits. And then I guess we hear this song that you're about to mention.
Let me loco. Let me loco. So they take a van to this restaurant, Ocean Echo, and they all order sex on the beach.
It's home of the Rumsey. I was like, I love that they get all dressed up for this restaurant that's like, home of the Rumsey. Yeah, it's like a tropical cocktail.
And let's see, they just kind of joke about drinking and stuff like that, and then they're drinking water, right?
No, it's not just a joke.
I know. I just saw it once I scrolled down.
It's a very hilarious moment, Ronnie.
You're right. Do it, Ben.
Okay, everyone, just like, okay, get ready. So like Ubah's drinking her water, but she goes down to the water, so she like drinks it like almost off of the table, and then everyone's like laughing at how she drinks the water, and then Bryn is like, she's like, I'm gonna do it also, so Bryn's doing it, and then she's like, there's like a straw, so she has her mouth like around the straw, and then it's like, oh wait, this is the straw's like a penis, and her mouth is like her mouth on a penis, and she's like, I've had no complaints in the oral area.
And then she starts blowing the straw. And then Jenna's like, oh, I'm sure. And she goes, yeah, even my dentist is like, wow. By the way, fun fact, if you act like you're choking on it, they love it. You don't even have to like really suck it or anything when you give a blowjob. Just like cough, like like you're choking. And they're like, oh my God, they think it's so hot. And by them, I mean every man on the face of the earth.
Okay, well, we just sat down at the table. So she starts to blow her straw, and then like there's a homely couple at the next table just watching, like, what the fuck is going on over here? And Bryn is like,
who wants to be teacher's pet, Jenna?
Jenna's like, I'm in. I'm picking out rings. This is so cringe. So they order. Erin gets snapper, which is very fitting. I love that. I love when people order according to their personality.
Dread snapper. And then Sai does this big overcompensation. Like she does this thing where they're finished ordering, and I'm really excited to hear your perspective on this because she turns to the waitress. She goes,
thank you so much. You're lovely, by the way. We appreciate you.
I was like, okay, Sai, this is like a little overboard. Okay, we get it. You came from like nothing, and now you are like very wealthy on like a wealthy trip, but you've been bragging about how you came from nothing, so now you're trying to kind of act like, don't worry, I'm not some privileged rich bitch right now. I appreciate the people who serve us. But it's so over the top that to me it read as very condescending. As a waiter, did people do that to you when you were waiting tables?
Yes, and they're fucking annoying. I hate when people are overly nice to the waiter and they talk to you like you're a child. Like, oh my God, what's your name? What's your name? I want to be sure we can call you by your name. Like, wow, I'm so touched that you would like to know my name. It's Ronnie. And I would never do it on purpose. I would never give them my name on purpose because they act like they really want to know your name, which of course they don't. They just want to be able to go, Ronnie, from across the restaurant, and you have to turn around and fucking come to them, you know? But yeah, it is pretty condescending. Listen, if you want to show your waiter some love, I'm not saying don't be kind. Kindness is good to show everybody. But really, our language is tips. So if you want to be kind to me, tip me. Okay? Yeah. And a pre-tip is not a bad tip.
I mean, I've definitely had waiters and waitresses where I'm like, oh my God, love you. Like, they're like just the best. And we chat with them, you banter or whatever. But this just felt so like out of context, just like,
yeah, I'm gonna have the branzino, and can I get mashed potatoes because I like to eat it, and that's it basically. Oh my God, I love you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
It's like, okay, settle down.
So then Bryn goes on. She's like, okay, guys, let's do this thing where we say the most embarrassing story about ourselves. I'll go first. When I was 12, I got my period. And then I like grabbed a tampon and I laid back on the bed, and I was on the twin bed, and I was like, like, what do I do? Cause like I'd never like explored myself down there or anything. So I found a hole, and then it went swoop, and it just went in fine. And then so like I'm walking around and like I'm like, this feels weird. Guys, I put the tampon in my butt. I put it in my butt.
I didn't know there was another hole.
And everyone's like, huh?
At 12? You didn't know there was another hole at 12 besides your butthole? Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm sorry, I don't believe the story.
Now, why isn't Erin? Because Bryn is on Erin's side now, because now they've teamed up. Now Erin's not going to say, well, that story is obviously, I mean, that story is obviously bullshit.
It's a bullshit story. I had that same thought. Like, suddenly Erin's quiet on the inauthentic side of things. So Jenna's like, I can't believe that was not insanely painful. Bryn's like, it wasn't. And Jessel's like, how big is your asshole? It's a pretty significant thing to stick up your butt, my mistake. I mean, it's one thing to put a pilot pen up there, but I mean a tampon. So then Jessel's like, okay, I've got an embarrassing story. Okay, so I married Pavitt. The end.
His poor children are going to have to live with hearing that over and over again throughout their lives. So they're cracking up, and Bryn's like, well, basically her story was going to a club, and there was like a grotto, and she fell down, and her the top flipped up, so she was flashing everybody, right? And so I was like, oh my God, that is so stupid. And Bryn's like, yeah, I can see Jessel doing that. And so I was like, yeah, Jessel is best when she's just being herself. She's just so comfortable telling the story. That's the Jessel we love. I was like, oh, glad you approve of that one, because that one wasn't competing with any of your trauma. It's like she's not competing on the trauma charts with you, so that one's okay. Okay.
Exactly. And it was like a funny story, funny enough, but like Erin was like dying of, like, Erin was doing another performative laugh thing where she's like, ha 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 ha, I have such a good sense of humor. Oh, wait, there was a grotto? Ha 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 ha, a grotto. Ha 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 ha. We're just crazy funny friends right now. Ha ha.
So then Jenna is like, oh my God, my story is like frighteningly similar to yours. So I was at this place, Ubah. Does anybody know well, it's this like really expensive like place where celebrities go, and very wealthy people, super, super wealthy. Okay, so I'm there, and at the time I didn't really have that kind of money, and like everyone had these black cards, and I was like, oh my God, like I don't have a black card. So anyway, you have to go down these stairs. Okay, first of all, Jenna's embarrassing story is like
she got into
being in this
club.
Amazing like rich ass place. Okay, it's like not embarrassing at all. It's like, which is totally normal to her now, right? So she's like, so then there's all these stairs. So someone like steps on my coat, and so I go falling down the stairs, and I was wearing silk, so I literally like ba-bum, slid head first down the stairs, run into a wall, and guess who picks me up? Ralph Fiennes. I was like, I think his name is Rafe. Is it Rafe?
Rafe.
I think it's Rafe.
Rafe.
So I'm mortified for Jenna.
Did she say Ralph?
But I also, she said Ralph. Yeah, wow. Twice. Wow. So I was embarrassed for Jenna, because I was like, oh my God, like you get to go to that restaurant now if it's still there, but you still don't know how to pronounce Rafe, which is humiliating. And
embarrassing story.
In the middle of but I also love that her embarrassing story is like based on Rafe Fiennes in this insanely expensive restaurant.
I love that, like, Jessel's was that she went to like Senior Frogs and fell down a water fountain, and like her top came off, and Jenna's like, oh my God. So then Ralph Fiennes picked me up, and I had like runs in my stockings because I fell down a few steps, and then I just was like so mortified that I just had to like open up a black card account because I qualified, and just like hide amongst all the other American Express owners.
So she goes, and then I saw Ralph Fiennes in a bar in London. I don't think he remembers. That's hilarious. That is just hilarious. So Sai's like, I shit myself before. It was a track meet. I was in high school. I'm waiting for the race to start. And then the gun goes off. And then people are coming around the corner. They take off running. And then like, boom. Yeah, I shit myself. And they crack up.
I have to say that to me I think that was actually the winner. I think that Sai deservedly won the embarrassing story contest. And by the way, also, what is wrong with this show is so bonkers this season, because she goes, okay, here's my story. I shat on myself before. And it cuts to commercial. I was like, really? You're going to make I shat on myself a cliffhanger for a commercial?
I know. I was half hoping she'd come back and she'd be like, I knew someone who worked at Sears once. It was me. It was me.
So yeah, she shat herself while running a relay race in high school.
But I don't think this was the worst one because she didn't really shit herself because they were like, okay, so was it coming down your leg? Or like what happened? And she goes, no, it wasn't that bad. It was just like a shart. I'm like, okay, but that's not really the same. Like, is it?
I don't know. I think
that's just like that's like a wet fart. It's not like if you're not running with poop coming down your leg, I don't think it should count. I know I'm not happy with Sigh today.
I love that you're sighing Sigh right now. I love that you're sighing Sigh.
Listen, if she's going to gatekeep everything, I'm going to gatekeep your poop story. That's not a real poop story. I need a better poop story from you, ma'am. More trauma. Logline your poop story. Know what I mean?
Emphasis on log. So,
logline your non-log story.
So now Ubah has her story. She's like, oh, I don't know if this is an embarrassing story, but I don't know. But I always think you guys I always think that guys want me all the time for some reason. I was at the club and I love dancing and I went to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, for some reason. I can't imagine why she would think that guys are so into her. It's crazy.
Just, my favorite song was playing, so I pee really fast, and I run out to go dancing, and then this guy's chasing me, and he's like, hey, and I'm like, what? And he goes, you have toilet paper, and I was all the way to the bathroom. I was like, if that's the most embarrassing thing that happened to Ubah, like, then she is a supermodel, because because I feel like supermodels don't get embarrassed. They just go through life with wonderful, beautiful things happening, and
Yeah, I don't think the embarrassing part was the toilet paper part. I think the embarrassing part was that there was a guy who was calling her who wasn't actually attracted to her. She's like, I was humiliated.
She just wanted to point out toilet paper. But everyone's like, but every other story was like, with Jessel's story, everyone was like, ha, 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 ha. And then with Ubah's, they were like, ha, 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 ha. And then Erin's like, but
they only get worse.
They only get worse.
Because Erin hasn't gone yet, guys. Always leave it up to Erin to end that party, baby.
Erin, the queen of assumptions and the queen of comedy, goes, all right, the last time I was embarrassed, I was on a flight with my kids, and Elijah would not stop crying. And everyone's like, and?
Did he shot himself? Did he shot himself while he was trying to cry? I mean, what the hell?
Did you check your bank account? It was negative $498, and you were trying to buy Wi-Fi, and you had no money, huh?
Did Elijah have to work at Sears? Yes or no?
They're like, okay, thanks.
And they're like, Erin goes, is that bad? And someone's like, I guess it was Jessel. It's like, that's all you have? My kids embarrassed me on a plane. That's every parent. That's not a fun story. Have you been with Pavitt on a plane? He literally walks around trying one of everybody's peanuts and judging them.
I'll tell you what's embarrassing. Having a husband who's going to fly to Myanmar just to get a mozzarella stick. So, by the way, I wrote down in my note, suddenly it's okay to tell a subpar story. Because,
at least it was short.
It's like, also, by the way, like, where's the scrutiny there? Like, Erin, you've never been embarrassed beyond that. You've never had something embarrassing happening to you. Why don't you share? There's something embarrassing happening to you. Why aren't you telling us something?
Open up. We're just trying to get you to open up. Literally the only person on this show who's never opened up or cried about anything. Never, ever, unless I forgot about it. What has she ever opened up about?
No,
literally nothing.
No. She opened up about the fact that her parents had a house in the Hamptons and Abe's parents had a house in the Hamptons. They thought we should get a house in the Hamptons together.
Right. So I'm sure this is often said when Erin comes into a room that's fun and says something, mood killed. That is one of my notes.
I know.
So then Sai announces tomorrow's events, which also sound boring. And then the waitress comes and they applaud her and stuff. And she's like, you're all so beautiful. And it was like, who's the prettiest? And she goes, everyone's beautiful. And it was like, I'm leaving.
It's just like, there was a clear answer. I'm professionally beautiful. So now they drive back and Erin's like, oh my God, Jessel, I loved your story. That was so good. And Sai tells Bryn like, ha, did you just fart? Ew. So they get out and they're walking into the house, but Ubah left her phone in the car, and like the driver's like, Ubah, and everyone's like, I'll take it. Such a dumbass, this Ubah. I'm gonna fuck with her. Do not tell her I have the phone. It's gonna be great.
So their plan is to go into the hot tub, right? So they go out, they change, they go to the hot tub, and Ubah's like, Erin, please don't throw me in the pool. Don't do it, Erin. I love you, Erin. And she's like, do what? Like, I forgot about it, but now you're reminding me. Like, I prank so hard. So...
Yeah, so it's like a whole bunch of like, if she can get, Ubah's saying like, oh my God, I know we get thrown in the water. Like, it's okay. I'm okay with it. It's just that the anticipation of it's not fun, yada, yada. And so they're sort of like negotiating. Erin's like, we could do it now. Like, do it now. Otherwise, you're going to be like suffering all tomorrow, yada, yada, yada. And then finally, Sai just goes and just shoves Ubah into the water.
Yes. So she throws her in, and then, let's see.
And
so
Sai,
Erin,
wait, by the way, sick burn time. Sai was like, I did it. And I was like, timber.
and it was like, oh my God, I didn't feel my feet. I was like, I'm dying. And Erin goes, you know what? That doesn't count. That's not payback because I didn't push her in. But it's okay because I have another prank going.
I want you to picture Steve Jobs tinkering with a computer in his garage, Walt Disney drawing cartoons for his high school newspaper. Every big moment starts with a big dream, but what happens when that dream turns out to be an even bigger failure? Each week on Wondery's new podcast, The Big Flop, host Misha Brown is joined by different comedians to chronicle some of the biggest failures and blunders in pop culture history. Each episode will have you thinking, why in the world did this get made? From box office flops like Cats the movie, to Action Park, New Jersey's infamous theme park that had countless injuries, many lawsuits, and rides so wild it became known as Class Action Park. Or Quibi, that short-form video platform with an even shorter lifespan. It's a story of a spectacular failure with lots of surprises along the way. Enjoy The Big Flop on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to The Big Flop early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus. Hey listeners, you need to know that Wondery's shocking true crime podcast Over My Dead Body is back for a 4th season, Gone Hunting. This newest season covers the story of Mike Williams. It was Mike's 6th wedding anniversary when he set off on a hunting trip into the gator-infested swamps of North Florida. He figured he'd be back in time to take his wife Denise out to celebrate, but he never came back. Friends and loved ones feared he met his fate through bad luck and a group of hungry alligators, leaving his young family behind. Except that's not what happened at all. And after 17 years, a kidnapping, and the uncovering of a secret love triangle, the truth would finally be revealed. Enjoy Over My Dead Body, Gone Hunting on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Over My Dead Body early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So morning time, Sai's brushing her teeth, and Bryn wakes up with like a styrofoam to go food thing in her bed. She's like, oh my God, maybe this is why I'm not married. And Jenna's alarm goes off. Why am I writing this all down? You know what? I often ask myself that while I watch this show. Like, seriously. Okay, so now Ubah comes down and she sees Sai sitting there. And Ubah's like, I'm so pissed. Did you know Erin had my phone and didn't want to give it to me? Did you know I have a family? I have to tell my family I'm okay. And Sai's like, she's pranking you for throwing her in the pool. She goes, but she threw me in the pool. That was done. She goes, no, because I threw you in the pool. So now Ubah's pissed. Before we even get into this whole thing, I don't blame her. You don't just let someone go search for their phone all night.
Exactly.
Like, what kind of prank is that?
Well, because here's the thing: if you're gonna do the the "I got your phone" prank, what you do is like while everyone is still together and everyone's laughing, then you nudge it along. You're like, hey guys, I'm gonna send everyone a group. Like, did you everyone see this text? This is crazy. And it was like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? And then Ubah's looking, and she's like, where's my phone? And then like you let it go for a few minutes, and then you're like, Ubah, I have it, and it's like in front of people, and like there's not enough time for panic to happen. But when we see the footage of this happening, everyone has gone to bed because these are crazy wild ladies who apparently like we see them change again in the hot tub and like 30 minutes later they're all in bed to go to sleep. But like they're all in bed. So like now Ubah is just like, where's my phone? And concerned and nervous and worried. And like Erin's just in her room. So like it's not pranky feeling. It's just like it feels punitive.
Oh my God, Heather Dubrow language. I can't. You cannot bring Heather Dubrow language into this.
I just want to adjudicate this situation. But I'm right on this one, I feel. I feel like if Erin wants, if you want to do a phone prank, you don't just kind of just like hold on to the phone until they notice for hours. You just
you call her phone, like you call Ubah's phone, but keep hiding it in different places. So Ubah's like going to find it, but then the phone stops ringing. Like you make it a prank, you make it a joke. You don't just go to bed with her phone because that's when someone starts looking, and then we see her stumbling around in the dark trying to find her phone. It's just like Erin, not funny. It's just not funny.
She did not take that landing. No.
So then there is a group text. So it was like, so I write in the group text and I'm like, who has my phone? And Erin's replying back with all these emojis. And it is the like thinking emoji and all of this. Now, this is where I kind of see
I saw the frozen emoji.
Yeah, well, first it's the thinking emoji and then is the icicle emoji, right? So I see what Erin is saying later, like I see kind of her defense here, right? So Sai is telling us, like, I sleep very light. So I come out and I saw her looking for a phone and I knew Erin had it. So I told Jessel, go upstairs because Erin's got the phone, right? So she technically didn't tell Ubah. She told Jessel. So Ubah's like, so I go upstairs and Erin has it. And she's like laughing. So who takes someone's phone in another country? And Sai's like, listen, I knew she had your phone. That's why I told you to go up there. She goes, oh, wait, so you knew? She goes, yeah, I told Jessel to go up there. And so now she's like, okay, well, now I'm pissed at Erin and Sai because Sai knew and didn't say. And the first thing that happens is you panic because your credit card's in there, your passwords are in there, your pictures are in there. Like, it's serious, you know? Okay, is she overreacting? Possibly. I don't know. I would be pissed. Here's where it goes off the rails.
I might not have been as pissed the next day, but in that moment, I've been like, that was really fucked up or something, you know?
Well, here's why I think it just grows and grows. Because anytime anybody else is pissed on this show, especially, they have to be like, I see where you're coming from. And especially with Erin. Like when Erin's pissed at Bryn, she will not let it go. 10 weeks pass. She won't let anything go until Bryn says, I'm sorry. This is why I'm sorry. This is exactly what I did wrong. They have to like go over the top to explain themselves and apologize to fucking Erin for every single little thing.
Right.
But when it's Erin who does it to somebody else and somebody else is like, this pissed me off, Erin's just like, it's just a joke.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a sense of humor? And never acknowledges that what she did was wrong or annoying at all. And so I get why Ubah at this point is completely fucking fed up with this person because she's annoying as fuck. And she's a hypocrite.
And she's stuck in a house with her and doesn't, like, I would be nuts. So basically Ubah goes back to bed and, you know, and then so everyone now starts to like, Erin's like lying in bed and Sai's like, I am the worst singer. Oh, because she comes in going, da, 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 huh, I am the worst singer. And Erin goes, oh, I heard Ubah screaming. I'm like, Ubah was not screaming.
Ubah was
and
not
can we
screaming.
Not like you're actually revealing a little bit about yourself. Like this is very classic white lady to say this about like a person of color. You know,
Karen coming.
Like, she was screaming. I was like, she was literally speaking in a normal tone and she was annoyed, and that's not the same as screaming.
Yeah, and she also she pulls out a lot of Karenisms.
A lot of Karenisms. This like huge. Sorry to like cool Karens, but like she was doing it big time.
Yes. So Sai's like, she's mad at you. She goes, oh, really? She goes, well, I would be mad at you too, honestly. She goes, really? She goes, yeah, because like for you taking my phone, not telling me where it was. She goes, yeah, but when she realized it, I was going to give it to her, but you didn't. So yeah,
like you went to bed. Theoretically, you went into your room. Like theoretically, you could have gone to bed and it could have gone on all night. Like you did not do the punchline part of the joke where everyone was together and was joking and fun and the tone was right. So then Ubah's like, she says, you know, it's not like we're home where I could just like go to a store. This is another country. And Jessel goes, yes, I know. I mean, this phone, this is everything I have to connect to my kids and my husband. Like, Disgusting. Someone throw this in the ocean, please.
Then back to Sai and Erin. Sai's like, she literally checks a phone every 5 minutes. Like, she's got to have a phone. And Erin's like, it was a prank. And back to Jessel. She's like, I've never seen you so upset, Ubah. And she goes, yeah, because this is stupid. She goes, well, did she apologize? And she's like, no, she doesn't even know I'm upset yet. So she explains to us, like, listen, I don't want to upset my family. I travel a lot and I'm single. And then I have all these sisters that are worried about me. And I can't just, like, my phone's died before and it's been a huge problem. Everybody freaks out. And so Ubah's like, well, thank you so much for texting her to find it. Like, I appreciate it. And it makes more sense why we're together in the same room. So thank you for that. So then back to Erin, and Erin's like, first of all, she should be thanking me because she left her phone in the car and I went and got it for her. No, you didn't, you fucking liar, okay? You are not only boring and tedious, you're also a fucking liar. You did not go back to the car and get it. The guy who drove the car ran out with it and stopped everybody to hand it back to you, and you refused to give it back to her.
And you claimed it, okay? Yes, exactly, because she needs to calm down. She's so unreasonable. I literally had her phone for 45 minutes. It wasn't that long. And then I was like, wow, you guys really are lame. You guys got back, you changed, you got into the hot tub for all of 20 minutes, and then you went and got into bed. Come on, you're on vacation. You're a Real Housewives cast.
So now, breakfast table. Sai and Erin are now at the breakfast table, and Bryn joins them. And she's like, where are the other hookers? And Sai's like, my knees are bad.
Well, because Bryn's like,
no, wait, what? Sai, do you still run? Because like track and everything. And Sai was like, nah, my knees are bad. You've been spending a lot of time on your knees? It's a blowjob. It's like oral sex. It's like, you're just spending a lot of time pretending you're choking on someone's dick.
So then it's like, yeah, a lot. I've got really a head on life, huh? She's like, oh my God, that is so good. Just, yeah, I really stroke my way through life. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you.
And then Erin's like, it was a smooth ride.
Oh my God. And Sai's like, things got bumpy along the way.
Okay, you've gone too far. Okay.
So Ubah comes down.
We've gone into bumpy private parts territory, and you've taken this too far. Okay.
So Ubah comes down into the kitchen, and Sai's like, "Good morning," and she just ignores them, doesn't say anything. And Sai's like, "Oh, why are you mad at me? What did I do?" And Bryn's like, "I'm literally like so scared. Like I'm like terrified. I'm so scared right now. What the fuck is this all about? You guys are all scared. Okay, can we? This is some real interesting language here. Like she's ignoring you because she's mad. She didn't come down with a chainsaw.
Well, Ubah goes in and she tells the chef, "Hello, amor, do you have more hot water?" And he goes, "For you? Of course we do." And then he looks her up and down. Damn, that guy got into his Ubah. So yeah,
Erin then goes.
Erin goes.
Erin's like, she doesn't even look at me. It actually feels like very mean. It feels really mean. Oh, shut the fuck up.
So then Jessel comes in and because Ubah goes off. So Erin's like, why is Ubah mad? Like she doesn't know. And Jessel's like, what, you don't remember taking her phone then? And she goes, I had it for an hour and then I gave it back at night. Like I thought it was kidding. Like it was a joke. No, you did not give it back. She had to come looking for it after Sai tattled on you. You fucking liar. There you go again with another lie. So Jess is like, well, she did not find that funny. And Bryn's like, I mean, knowing a joke is a joke. I mean, people need to take a comedy class or something. Like, this is what's wrong with the world. Like, stop. Okay. Cancel culture, am I right?
All of a sudden, everyone needs to take it. Like, okay, people understand jokes, but also people have to make better jokes. So Jessel is like, well, were you ever going to give it back to her last night? And everyone's like, well, I just told you I was. And Jessel's kind of like, Erin's a mom with kids. You should know, like, you don't like fuck with someone's phone. And Erin's like,
also, wasn't Bryn just crying last night because someone said, like, kind of jokingly, I do not believe that happened at the sperm donation place or whatever it was, the IVF place. And then she cried and stayed home the whole night because you're so good at taking a joke.
Yeah,
Bryn.
So Erin's like, why are you mad? And Bryn's like, yeah, are you representing Ubah? And Erin's like, yeah, you texted me and I sent an emoji. It was like this. It was like thinking. It was like, huh. And I knew you guys would all understand that was me being like, yeah, I have the phone. Like, what about the emoji touching its chin says, I don't have a phone right now?
Yeah, and then we get a brrr. And Jess is like, well, honestly, I didn't know if you had it or not. And Erin's like, well, it was supposed to be a fun joke. Well, I had to sit there, and she was very upset, I'm telling you. And my trauma was seeing her so upset. Does that count? I didn't have any money on me, so technically I had nothing while she was traumatized, which is my trauma. Am I getting closer to your trauma circle now? She's like, no, you still suck with that, okay? And Erin's like, well, why are you so mad? And Bryn's like, yeah, are you representing Ubah? Like, in the case of the missing phone, Ubah versus Erin.
So meanwhile, Jenna's working on her laptop on her bed, and so Bryn comes in with a tray. She's like, "Good morning, wifey." And she's brought in like a banana wrapped in bacon, French toast, chocolates, hot sauce. It's sort of like a hodgepodge of things. And Jenna's like, huh, well, my first thought was deep excitement that she was actually taking care of me. But then my second thought was, what in the actual hell is this plate? What am I being fed right now?
And Bryn's like, I mean, if all else fails, I can put hot sauce on my boobs. Jenna's like, wow, I'm feeling really good about us right now.
So then,
so now they're getting ready. Yes, another getting ready. So here we go. Let's all get some clothes on. So Bryn's like, Erin, the rum train is coming. Ethel, are you ready? And Erin's like, hi, Lucy. Okay.
No, this is a big veto for me. Big veto. Huge. I'm going to call up the Lucille Ball Arnaz estate and ask if they can file a motion to gag order this content.
I'm so over this fucking Lucy and Ethel shit on Housewives. It's over. It's done. Stop it. Okay, at least use the Thelma in at least one because they go off the cliff after. You know what I mean? Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But
so Erin,
Lucy and Ethel, stop. Laverne and Shirley, don't. You guys, you're a whole new show. You went to all this trouble to make a whole new show. Can we please? What are you going to go freeze your vaginas next? Like, what is next?
So Erin is now making herself the victim in this. She goes, I am very annoyed with Ubah because this is our last day. And Bryn's like, yeah, I want to black out at lunch. So Erin's like, Erin is now doing the thing where she is like, she can't deal with the fact that she was wrong in this situation. So she's going to start a war of whispers and turn everyone against Ubah.
I'm thinking about it. Like, we're all friends, right? Or is that right? Yeah. Okay. So what if I was someone who really doesn't like being thrown in a pool? I mean, I was fine with it because I'm chill. Yeah, Erin, the chill one.
Chill, as evidenced by the statement right now.
She took a chance and threw me in the pool. Like, how did she know I wouldn't be totally offended about getting thrown in a pool? You know, like the same way, like, how do I know that you're going to get crazy about your iPhone?
So then go up to her and say, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that this was going to be a trigger for you. I really didn't mean it like that. Like, that's all you have to do. It's actually the easiest thing. In fact, it's the thing that everyone does when their prank goes wrong. Like, people have messed up pranks before. People have, like, it's gotten away from them. Everyone has done it. And
oh my God, hello, you're talking to me. Who has like said things I think are just being funny that have been so offensive? Like, I totally get it. We've all been in that position. Just acknowledge it. That's all you ever ask from anybody. Why can't you do the same thing?
Yeah, and you know what? There was this girl in college and on my floor in dorm, and she was like a Bryn type. Every single thing was like, hey, your door is really stiff today. What else is stiff? She was constantly doing it. Like, it was exhausting. She's like, I just fucked my boyfriend all the time. And one day she came into my room and she threw a Playboy in it. And I was like, oh, okay. And so it was like funny. So I thought, like, okay. I was like Erin. I was like, okay, like, turnabout, like, here we go. Like, we're in a prank war. So it was like a Playboy with Chyna, the wrestler, R.I.P., who was in it. So like I opened it to like the centerfold of like Chyna, and I slid it under her door. Like, I'm giving it back to you. And then she wrote like an email to the whole floor that was like, you don't know how offensive this was. Da, 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 da. And she, by the way, she was right. I mean, like, as a man, like, you're not like, that's terrible. Like,
that was her Playboy that she sent.
I know, but like,
no,
I know,
that's
but like,
not. She was not right. Yes, it was totally inappropriate. If you put a Playboy on somebody's bed, they have a right to do that back to you. It's not like you just came out of nowhere. Fuck that girl.
You know what? It's more like I understand how it doesn't necessarily go. Like, it's not like she did to me and therefore I do it to her and it's like equal. And like, whether it's justified or not, who cares? This happened 23 years ago. And I immediately wrote an email like, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. I thought it was like this or that because I felt terrible. My prank had gone totally awry and she
also publicly fucking humiliated you. Did she put your name in there? Because I hate this girl now. What is this girl's name? I'm going to find her on Facebook.
I'm not going to tell you because I'm still Facebook friends with her. Friends with her.
Fuck that girl. Listen, I hope she listens to that show and hears me say fuck that girl.
Listen.
Fuck you.
Listen. She has enough issues in her life as it is. She doesn't need our public humiliation. Yeah, exactly. But the point
I get
is,
it though. You're saying like you wrote an apology because whether or not it was right or wrong, right? Like
I like her.
Those were her feelings, and you were like, okay, I will acknowledge her feelings,
even though it did feel like it was a. Not necessarily
that could have ruined your whole fucking college career. That could have gotten you kicked out of school. What a fucking asshole.
I know. Well,
I hate this girl now, by the way. I'm so mad. I'm full of rage. I'm full of misappropriated rage. So let's go back to this so I can aim it back at Erin where it belongs.
The point is, all Erin has to do is say, I'm really sorry. I thought I was being funny. That's literally all. But now now she feels like this is an assault on her character. And like, I could have been offended, but you weren't offended. So it doesn't matter if you could have been because you weren't. And that the issue is not about that.
You've spent this entire season being offended, and everybody has had to kowtow to you being offended all fucking season long, even when you're the one poking and trying to get everybody in trouble constantly. So for you especially to be acting like this is complete bullshit. So then we cut to Bryn, and Bryn's like, I mean, someone took your phone for a minute. Chill. Really? The lady who just went off on some blogger reposting a joke about her LinkedIn last week? Oh, yeah, you're real chill, too.
There we go.
You and fucking Erin are perfect for each other. So she's like, we're on vacation. I mean, was it funny? Erin should leave the funny to me, but still. So Bryn is saying she doesn't feel the punishment fits the crime. And Erin's like, exactly, lady that I just vilified for 4 weeks in a row for making jokes at my husband.
Yeah, exactly. So Jessel and Ubah are talking. Jessel's like, oh, I think that she's shaking in her boots right now, but she's downplaying it. And like, she was like, why are you trying to be her lawyer? And I was like, anything to not think about Pavitt, quite frankly. You know, things like that.
And Ubah's like, well, maybe I should call her husband to be her lawyer.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So now they're gathering to go, right?
Yeah.
So Erin's down there and she's like, wow, Sai, your boobs look really great. And then Ubah comes in, but she's ignoring Erin. She's like kind of got her back to Erin. And she's like, okay, where's Jenna? What is she in her room? Because I heard you brought her breakfast, Bryn. And Bryn's like, yeah, showing her what I'm working with. Bryn Lyons.
So then Erin, of course, makes herself even more of the victim in this situation where she's like, right now, I'm intimidated because I can't even believe she says I'm intimidated. She goes, I'm intimidated.
All the language, all her coded language in this is like seriously really not great. And I hate being overly like, oh my God, you can't say anything about anything without it getting ripped to shreds. You know, I'm kind of old like that, where I'm like, okay, we're a little too sensitive, guys, you know, and I get it. But Erin is classic. Anybody who's lived through the past few years in America should know better than this. Like, have we not all fucking learned a lesson by now? We not learned about white fragility and coded language and shit that
white
specifically Karens do to villainize black women. This is not good. It gets worse.
And it's 100% happening right here over something stupid. And she's like, right now I'm intimidated, which is like, intimidated about what? And then because Ubah is making it a point to single me out, like not to look my way. I'm a little scared. She's not singling you out. She doesn't want to look at you because she's pissed at you, and probably she doesn't want to create a scene with you. So then,
but I do have to say, on the Karen Richter scale, I'm impressed that you got intimidated and scared into one sentence. Well done.
Poor Erin. Erin's scared now. She's scared of the scary black woman.
All you need is a K at the beginning. You're almost all the way there.
So a bunch of these little cars start to arrive to pick them up, to take them to wherever they're going. And Erin steps away to adjust something or whatever. So she steps away and the cars are arriving. They're like, okay, looks like it's time to go. So Ubah's like, oh, we're waiting for Erin. Erin was here. She was just here right a second ago. That's all she says. And Erin is now walking back after her, whatever she was doing. And she's like, I hear her saying my name. Stop saying my name when I'm not around. Stop saying my name. Like, oh,
I didn't say your name. And she goes, you said Erin. And she goes, oh, but I was saying Erin was standing here right now, right? And Erin's like, you know what? I don't care what you're saying about me right now. I do not want you to say my name. And so Ubah does come up to her and get in her face. And she goes, well, guess what? And Erin's like, get out of my face. Get out of my face. And she's like, no, I'm not getting out of your face. And she goes, get out of my face. And Ubah just snaps the sunglasses off of her face. And she's like, get these glasses off when you're talking to me, first of all.
And Erin's like, excuse me? Do not grab me, okay? Give me my sunglasses.
Also, she didn't grab you.
She didn't.
So I'm sorry that we have to break this down, but I know it's a big thing. She did not grab you, ma'am. Okay.
Nope.
Is it cool that she snapped the sunglasses off of your face? No.
But you're now going to
that's probably not great either.
Aggressive. Quote unquote aggressive and scary.
And a lot of the reasons it's not good for Ubah to do that is because people like Erin exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to be. It just sucks.
So Ubah's like, you took my phone. You had my fucking phone. You had my phone. Why did you have my phone? And everyone's like, get away from me. Ubah, get away from me right now. And Ubah's like, try me. And
so Erin's speed walking away and keeps, trying to walk away. And Ubah won't let her. And Erin's like, get away from me. I'm serious. Get away. And Ubah's like, try me. And she goes, no, I'm not going to try you. I just need to get away. And then the next week, it's next time on Real Housewives of New York. Woo!
Oh, it's back.
So I'm guessing it works out for the most part. But then Jessel and Erin do continue to fight. But this was a pretty significant episode because it shows the downfall of these two. And it's really not good.
Yeah, I think Erin really shows her true colors. And she should be embarrassed for herself. She really should be. Because, I don't fault her. Her prank was stupid and it was executed poorly, but I fault her most for just not being chill and a friend and just saying, I'm sorry, when she's clearly pissed off her friend. It's just the easiest thing to do. And instead she casts herself as the victim in all of it. No, it doesn't work that way. If your prank goes wrong, you are not the victim. Sorry.
Yes, exactly. Well, it'll be interesting to see. We'll be doing Crappy Hour in a couple of hours. And so it'll be interesting to see what people thought of this episode, what people thought of that. I have not had time yet to run over to Reddit, which I love to go read everybody's comments and see how they're reacting to that. But I was like, wow, give the woman a K. Seriously, I think we need to have a special crap. By the way, I know I'm mentioning the crappies a lot this year. It's because they're in the new year. And we need to start thinking about that, Ben, just for personal notes. But I think we should have a special crappy award, just a crappy in the shape of the letter K to give to Erin to put at the beginning of her name. Because I'm mortified that anybody would still be using coded language like that against a black woman on national television. It's pretty gross.
Well,
do better.
I'm mortified, but I'm not surprised because it's a lot of work that needs to be done.
No, I'm not surprised either, and I just want to remind people that I know sometimes this show's we're just trying to make you laugh, and we're trying to make each other laugh and have a good time with this show. And sometimes I get too angry with stuff, and I get it, but that is my love language. But I do have to say, when I tell you something, fucking believe me. I've told you since episode 1 what we're dealing with on this show with Erin. And I would just like to take a moment to end this show by saying, told ya! I told ya! Motherfuckers! I told ya! We will see you tomorrow with some Below Deck Down Under, and we'll see everybody tonight on Crappy Hour. And thank you for everybody who's on Crappens On Demand watching this on video. We will talk to you guys next time.
Bye. Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Erin McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg. Ruru LaRue.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Nancy Cease and Desisto.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain. She's quite the catch, it's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at